And here I am back. Oh my God, that just was like a disaster. It's like everything that could go wrong went wrong. The slides was working, then my software crashed. I couldn't get back on. I set up the show, then the software kicked in, then it recorded the show for like 10 seconds, then it kicked me back out. I had to set the show up again. This has been like, whew, I should have got me some Hennessy or something before I started the show. But anyway, we're gonna blame it on the Dusties. The Dusties is mad because we was talking about them. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get that first part that I already recorded, and I'm gonna like edit the video and then re-upload it. I think that's what I'm gonna do. But I tell you anyway, where was I leaving off? Oh, that's right. I wanted to show you guys something that I came across on YouTube, which exemplifies the issue I think that is at the core of what's going on and why so many men feel like they should be treated like women and they feel entitled to stuff, and they want the women that they're dating and married to, or otherwise trying to just get to know, to treat them like their mommy did, and to give them everything and do everything for them. And that's what I wanted to reiterate, ladies. I understand that you want your children to have a better life than you want to give them stuff, you want to do things for them that nobody did for you and all that kind of stuff, but that wish must be tempered with the reality that if you're raising a boy child, he's supposed to be growing up to be a young man, and you, as his mama, cannot do everything for him. You're going to end up with a fuck boy. That's what you're going to be raising. And so you have to look at, yeah, you right now you see him as your little baby and all this old stuff. But at some point, he's going to need to be somebody's father and husband and a contributing member of society, not rotting up in somebody's for profit prison. Okay, so if you want your son to understand what manhood and responsibility and accountability and working hard and being responsible for himself and going after his dreams and taking care of his family and stuff as a man should, that starts at the age of 4. Okay, so don't start later when he's already in his 20s and stuff. You start instilling those values in him very, very early. And so what I saw today was a whole bunch of women who didn't get it and was like totally want to argue with me about it, being too tough on the boy, he's a child, he's this and that. Well, see, my thing is this: by the time they dick start getting hard and they start looking big and interested in girls, that's the point at which they need to get a job. Because what I saw, well, I'll just let you see it. Okay, I think I fixed the slideshow. We're going to hope that that's what happened. Okay, so here we go. This is the first one. This is what I saw um, on Facebook. So, I took the little screenshot of it. Notice how many retweets it has since 2019, when I guess she first posted it. So she's like, and she, I think, was doing it kind of tongue in cheek, kind of funny. My son texted this little girl talking about what you want for lunch tomorrow. And, she's like, excuse me, not with my fucking money. Sis better eat that free lunch treat, daddy. I fell out laughing. I thought it was hilarious. But you would be surprised, or maybe you wouldn't. I kind of was, at how many people got in their feelings about it. Exactly, lady boss. Exactly. That participation trophy mentality is definitely a contributing factor to this. 50% of it. Well, okay, yeah, okay, that's 50%, or maybe that's 1/3. Lack of a man around to teach them manhood and things of responsibility and stuff is the other third, and the final third is these mamas who want to baby their sons. The motherfucker got hair on his chest and pubic hair and stuff, and talking like he gonna have a girlfriend, and they still see him as a baby. No, 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 super no, hell no, all of that. Okay, so that is the slide that all of this is based on. Okay, so then we start looking at the people's responses. And I did not want to, be quoting people. and misquoting people and trying to say what they said. So, I did the next best thing. Because, see, once you put something in on the internet, it's in what's called in the public domain. Unless it's a paid site, then where you get some level of privacy. Once it's in the public domain, anybody can use it for any reason that they want to. So before you all start talking about, you shouldn't do that, this and that, blah blah blah. Oh no, I have every right. It's in a public domain. They were not on no paid site. It's anybody who wants to can go in this group and and do the same thing. So this is what was said. So notice how the dragging began. The women and this dude here, Nick, started dragging the lady who was the original poster. Talking about attacking her. Now they don't know this woman from a hole in the ground, but suddenly, um, you know, here it is that they're like talking about her, like she's gonna beat the gentleman out of her son. She hasn't touched the son. She's just not letting the son touch her money to give to some other woman. And those are low standards that she accepts. Like I said, you don't know this woman. What kind of bullshit is this? And that is sad on the mom's part. Why? And so this guy reminded her, that maybe she don't have the money to be feeding other people's kids. She's responsible for feeding her kids, which is an excellent point that I don't think any of the women thought about. A lot of these women are on a limited budget. You don't know what the woman's condition is financially or health wise or anything else. But suddenly they want to start dragging her because she didn't go along with her precious son, wanting to feed this girl. Okay, so here, let that boy be a man. The mama wished the daddy would ask her that. You don't know that. You don't know what relationship that woman has and how she's being treated by any man, whether it's the daddy or her new dude. You don't know any of that. But look at this ridiculous and how many people loved it and thumbed up it. I'm like, damn, and it just really is disappointing to me to see this kind of thing because I like to imagine that black folks have better sense than this. But when you see people proudly putting this kind of bullshit next to their name, and it shows to me that their IQ and level of understanding of what it takes to be a man is so low. They need to be talking about themselves. The lady who was the original poster had the right idea. They the ones that's all on the wrong track. Raising like they gonna be raising fuckboys with this attitude. To think that how you gonna let a boy be a man? He ain't got no money. You don't have no money. You don't have no job. How are you a man? You see what I'm saying? Where her standards there, that first chick right here on this slide, her standards of manhood are underground. Underground. Because there's no way in this world a child with no money of their own is going to be called a man. Okay, he's a boy. That's what he is. Okay, and then this other one, now you can talk about your future daughter-in-law, this and that. Now the child in the original post is probably, some kind of adolescent, I would imagine. He's old enough to have his own phone. He's old enough to be texting, right? Because his mother said that he's texting. Let me go back to it right quick, just for those of you who, oops, I'm doing, okay, right here. Okay. See, texting. What you want for lunch tomorrow? Okay, so you imagine, you're looking at that. The kid has to be old enough, to have a phone and he's texting and knowing little girls and all this other stuff, right? All right. So, okay, so then we talked about that. And we talked about that. Okay, now we're on to this slide. And this dude, perpetrating that fraud, talking about let your son be a gentleman. How you gonna be a gentleman on somebody else's money? Are you kidding me right now? How does that work? You're not earning shit. You're not contributing shit. All you doing is holding your hand out and going and getting money from one woman and going to spend it on another. That is pimping. I don't know what these people are thinking, but they're not thinking right. You don't teach your son that that is how you do. That's fuckboy lessons right there. Of course, this knucklehead dude's gonna be promoting it because they want women to think that kind of stuff is okay. So when they roll along, they can be treated that way. So he has an ulterior motive. We don't really care about what he's talking about. The same, with these other women. So you're looking at this kind of behavior here, and I'm trying to figure out, when they talk about gentleman and manhood, what are your definitions? When you have somebody who thinks that this is a gentleman, no, this is a fuck boy. I don't understand what they're talking about. And then this other one, she gonna come dragging along too. These are the mothers of the 50-50 men that women today have to date. No, it's not. Heifer, where's 50-50? He is 100 per 100 out of his mama's pocket. He hasn't done shit. So it's hardly 50-50. It's his 100% his mother. So, technically, if you want to be talking about that, then the mama's dating the girl, not him, because he ain't done shit. Not one bit is his contribution to it. And look at how many people loved and liked that comment, thumbed up, laughed at it, thought it was funny, and all this other stuff. I mean, where's the logic in that comment? It makes no fucking sense at all. You ain't putting in 50% of the money, dude. You putting in 100% of your mama's pocket. Okay, so then we move on. So down to this dude at the bottom. Now look at this shit right here. I would give my son money just to treat this little girl right. I would be so proud. I might just bring her some Popeyes myself and say it's from my son. Okay, so now this is super fuckboy material. Your son don't even have to do shit. I mean, he don't even have to like take the money to her and go out on the date. You gonna do it for him and say it's from your son. But then again, you got this old cat. He trying to holler at the little girl himself. I wouldn't trust him with a situation like that. But how? I mean, really, like if the dad gives him the money to do it, to even though that's not really ideal to me, that's better than him getting it from his mother. And let me tell you why. Mano y mano. If you give your son money as a man to do some other man shit, well then that's what guys do. They buy each other rounds of drinks, right? Come on, man. I know you just lost your job and shit, man. Let me get you a setup. This and that, blah blah blah. Okay, so men spend other money, men on other men, to help them do stuff and stuff all the time if they like to do. Right, it's enabling, exactly. But if that's his son and he does that as a man, to another dude, that's not the pimp mentality. It's when you get it from a woman, which is supposed to be off limits, and to give it to another woman, that falls under the pimping category. I don't know what world these people are living in where they think this is okay. All right. And here, so then they start really attacking and dragging sister girl. You know, no, people wonder why so many brothers don't know how to treat a woman right. How are you treating a woman right when you get money from one broad and then you spend it on another one? See, this is the mentality like, okay, say you dating a dude, right? And he drives your car. You let him drive your car. He drops you off at work. He's supposed to be job hunting or something like that. The next thing you find out, he got picked up some broad. He driving some broad around in your car. Okay, now you done bought the gas, you done paying the note, you bought the tires, you the one with the paying the car repair bills and all the stuff because in the car insurance because it's your car. But he's using it like it's his car. And this will be the same thing getting money from your mama. You are, you perpetrating. You acting like it's some shit that you did when you didn't do shit. You didn't do nothing. Nothing of that is from you. You see what I'm saying here? Yeah, I think like I said, he's not ideal to be getting it from his father, but that's more acceptable to me than him getting it from any woman, any woman, because that's sending the wrong message. But if you set your son up so he thinks it's okay to ask women for money, where does it end? Okay, he's gonna be asking you for money. You keep giving it to him when he's 19, 26, 40. When does that stop? What are the parameters around that? Since that's your baby, you gonna be always giving him money? And as far as him spending, to me, once a dude is interested in having a sex life, He's dating. He want to take somebody else, hold somebody's hand, kiss, and all this old stuff they want to be doing. No, no, no. You once you cross that milestone, son, you need a job, son, because now you're trying to have a sex life, son. And I, as your mother, am not participating in your sex life, son. There's two people in that bed and there's two people in that relationship, and that means that only those two people's money need to be going back and forth in that shit. That's not me. So you need to handle that. And if you don't have no money, then you ain't taking your girl out. You better sit on that couch and watch TV or something like that. But I'm already paying the cable bill, so that's not no extra money out of my pocket. But you thinking I'm gonna be giving you money to take some other woman out? No, 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 no. It ain't that kind of party, And yeah, mothers teach how to treat people and they teach them sensitivity, but women also need to teach their sons to be responsible and to the parameters of manhood, and that means that you do not treat your son like a child when he's trying to do adult things. You guys, you ladies have to get that under your head. Okay, once your son transitions, because he's growing up, right? He's a young man now. Once he crosses that threshold from child to young man where he's interested in girls and he wants to have a girlfriend and a sex life and all this stuff, okay, you need to step back, cut him off. Any money that he wants to spend on her, it needs to be money that he earns. Whether he earns them from doing chores, you can set a system up like that, or goes around the neighborhood doing chores for other people, collects cans, bottles, gets a job if he's old enough, 16 or whatever it is. It varies in different states, and then he gets a little work permit or whatever, and he gets a job bagging groceries at the corner store or whatever. I mean, whatever he's gonna do, he needs to do that, earn that money. He can buy her jewelry, he can buy her a ring, he can buy her lunch, he can buy her a sweater, he can do anything he wants to for his girlfriend, and as a young man, a young gentleman, because that's coming out of his pocket from his effort, his work. I was just shocked how many people was agreeing with that nonsense. And so, this other lady says, well, that's harsh. He's being a gentleman. No, he's not. He's being a pimp. Let him be a good man. How's he? That's a good man. He's a kid. He don't have no money. Where's manhood in this? I'm just really confused. I mean, if somebody in the chat room can to explain this shit to me, how you be a man and you don't have no money? How does that work? And then this one talking about her son's lunch account kept going into the negative in high school because he was feeding his girlfriend. See, he just would have been hungry because I'm only giving you so much money per month. Okay, you better make it work. And if you want to spend it on her, that's fine. Then the rest of the time you gonna be wondering what you eat. Both of y'all gonna be starving, or maybe she'll, up the ante and she'll feed you. I don't know. Y'all need to work that out. But my budget is not going to change because you want to have a sex life. See, that's the part where these ladies are not connecting the dots. They're not connecting what that means. You still looking at him like your little boy, and he's getting boners and he's fucking. Got pubic hair under his arm and facial hair. Okay, he's a young man now. That's not your baby no more. He's not, some other woman's calling him baby now. Okay, and you need to step back and know your role and know your place and stay in your lane. You his mama. That's it. That's all you are. And here's another one. And yeah, making of a broke dusty. This lady, she's up here telling the original poster, that you need to mind your business and let the young man be a man. Notice how often they keep saying that. Be a man, be a man. Yet, that's what I keep asking you guys. Please explain to me how you be a man and you don't have no money and you don't have no job. You're just a bum. If that was an adult, he would be a bum. Now he's a young man, he's a kid, but they can still get jobs. They can still do something to earn some money. His mother was gonna give him $10,000 for a car, and he's 41. Psh, she need to be choked. Okay, so then she says my son can share with any girl he likes as long as she treats my son with respect. How she gonna respect your son and you the one doing the sharing? That's your girlfriend then. That's not your son's girlfriend. He's not contributing shit in it to that except his dick. So it's like, what are you talking about, lady? And this one down here, this woman probably never had a nigga buy her lunch in her life, and laughing about it. It's a shame. See, all these assumptions and these negative accusations and jumping to conclusions and just dragging this woman over nothing. They don't know anything about this lady, but here they are talking all this shit about her, and they think it's funny. And look at how many people are liking this stuff. It's like, niggas have crazy mindsets. That's what this is showing me. Their minds are crazy and they don't have any concept at all as adult women of what constitutes manhood. And these are the women who are raising these boys. And I'm not really feeling this at all. That's why I'm doing this. 'Cause I know some of the women who come to this channel have sons. I want to raise your awareness. And then a lot of you might not be thinking about it like this, but you're going to have a situation where, I mean, you got to think about, okay, you're thinking that this is your baby now. Okay, but okay, he's 18, he's 21. You putting him through school, you doing everything, you putting money on his thing. Then he goes to jail, you put money on his book. I mean, at what point do you cut the umbilical cord so that your son can stand on his own 2 feet and really be this man that you keep trying to proclaim him to be? At some point, you have to stop giving to him and taking care of him like he's a child. You have to stop. And they don't do half the shit for their daughters. The daughters be out there hitting it, getting jobs, doing all kind of stuff, earning money, braiding hair, all kind of stuff. The daughters tend to be far more industrious than the sons. But the women just let the sons be lazy bums. Take care of them, clean up their rooms for them, wash their laundry for them. They're 17, 18, 20 years old, and their mother's still taking care of them like a baby. And then this may be the last one, I don't know. And this talking about, a decent display of chivalry. Yet she felt the need to do this. Okay, chivalry is treating someone like a gentleman. Okay, the idea that he asked her what she would like for lunch is a chivalrous move, but that's where it ends. It shows his willingness to, to make sure that her needs are met. That's great. No problem with that portion of it. But okay, young man, there's another component to this. Where are you in this picture? What are you going to do? You offered her some food. Where's that food coming from? Who's providing that food, or who's providing the money to buy that food? If it's not you, then you had no right to make that offer. That's my point. Because you offering up your mama's money or the groceries that your mama bought for your, for your siblings and you trying to give it to some other person because that's what you want to do because it's going to benefit you and your dick. So then you wonder why. Oh, that's good, Kim. Yeah, little age appropriate things. That's right. He can set the table. He can empty the waste paper baskets when it's garbage day. He can help you fold laundry a little bit, not the big stuff because he's too short. He's too short, should be dragging on the floor. But he can fold, like his little t shirts and stuff. You can start teaching him how to do that and put his stuff in his little drawers and stuff. Start teaching him to be, a little independent. Because, like, if he goes away to college or in the service or something, he's going to need to know those things. And it's like, as he gets older, 10, 12 years old and stuff, he'll be able to help you, around the house with laundry and stuff and help if you have other children. I don't know what the situation is. But, he'll be able to help out. And then I firmly believe, all kids should have chores. All kids should have responsibilities in the household in which they live. I never seen so many kids that sit on their ass and don't do nothing. They do nothing at their house. The mother does everything. Even though she has a full-time job, she still does everything, and the kids don't do shit. They don't sweep, they don't mop, they don't clean the bathroom, they don't even change their own sheets. They don't do vacuum. They don't do nothing. No furniture polishing, no window wiping, nothing that that helps maintain a household. I think that's a shame. I think that is a shame. And it's something that I think that we need to think about as mothers. So here, this lady is accusing the woman of being jealous. She didn't want a little black girl being treated well. Um, do we know what race of the girl? Did it say that the girl was black? It did not. So we don't know that. That's not in evidence. So you made a grand assumption, but does that mean that some assumption is accurate? No, it does not. It doesn't mean that at all. All she said was this little girl. The little girl could have been Chinese, Hawaiian, white, black, whatever. We don't know. Thanks, Betty. I appreciate the love. I'm just and like accusing a woman of being just come on now for real. That's the best you got. And then there we go. That was those were the end of the slides. But in case you wandered in, this is what we're talking about. This is what this whole issue is. Uh, this whole discussion was about. This slide right there. See, this little girl. She didn't say the girl was black. She never said that. So that's what I wanted to kind of point out to you ladies today in the first part of the video that ended up getting I don't know where that part went because the whole everything crashed and burned. I was discussing a woman who had written me on one of the other platforms that I do advice for, and was asking if she should buy her son a new cell phone because he wanted the newest model of the iPhone, and what he had was less than 6 months old, but the new one came out right. He wanted the new one, and so he threw his other phone down the stairs and broke it, and thinking that because it's broken that he's going to force his mother to buy him a new one. And I'm thinking, shit, you know what you want to get? I'm about to go on eBay and I'm gonna get like the oldest 9.99 shit I could find. That's some ancient flip phone or that kind of brick phone. And it's like, him, that's what you get from me. Or I wouldn't get him anything. And knowing me, that would be the option I did. But I might just do the other kind just to fuck him up. Just to say, oh yeah, I got you a new phone, son. Put it in a box all pretty and everything. Son, I got you the phone you wanted. And let him be all excited and open up and see that brick phone and lose his mind. That would give me immense satisfaction. And along with the ads and stuff, there's some website listings of jobs where they be hiring teenagers, and then you better like avail yourself of that and make that magic happen, son, because that's the only way you're gonna get an iPhone 97 or whatever the fuck number they on right now. That's it. I'm not even spending that kind of money on a phone for myself. You know where I get my phones? That's why I say eBay. I order my phones off of eBay. You know why? Because I get like the model, like a below or two below or something, and it's like $100. That's Deb's price for a phone. It does everything I want. It's brand new. It's still in the box. You get like the same kind of warranty, and I just saved like $1,500. That's how I do my bit. That's how I put my money because I like my money to be in the bank. I don't like my money to be on my body or on my feet or on a handbag or to be driving it. I'm not trying to make a show for nobody. I want to have some shit so that if something happens, I have financial resources to make some moves. And you live in paycheck to paycheck because you trying to impress other people and have the latest shit so that when you go in the crowd, you pull out your $1,800 phone and you doing all this stuff and you think somebody gives a fuck. You paying for these fancy cars and got a $700 car note you struggling to keep up with. Stuff like that. See, I don't live that kind of lifestyle. I like live a real low key lifestyle because I want to be able to make moves when I need to be able to make them. That's how I was able to move my daughter up out of Oakland within a week when I saw them two dudes, my little 11-year-old gangly ass daughter, flat chested, pigtails in her hair. These two niggas sagging and smelling like weed with their hair all, I don't know what kind of braids, it's twisty shit they had, coming in the building uh, and giving her the eye like this. I saw it with my own two eyes. I'm get the mail. We at the mailbox, so they came in behind us, and she, little kids how they jumping around and stuff. She wasn't paying attention, but I saw it, and we went upstairs, and I logged onto my computer, and I started looking that day, and within a week, we was up the fuck out of there, and that's when we moved to the white suburbs, where I knew I didn't have to deal with no niggas that looked like that. Because if the police just saw them walking down the street, they would get pulled over. They was like they wasn't having that. And they just see you black and they would see you while driving down the street. Then they check your license and see I had the address to be in that city. They let me go. Even my daughter got into some shit when she was in high school, involved with some people's smoking weed in the park or some dumb shit. And do you know what those white cops did? They found her ID, they found her bag, and she had left her bike. They all ran off, right? So they figured out who it was. So they brought it to my house. They put it inside the garage. They even gave me the weed, okay, her bag, everything. And they said, these kids, I just tell you these kids, and then he walked away. You think that would have happened if we was living in a black part of town? So I mean, there's advantages to having your money where you can get to it and make moves when you gotta make it. And I'm not rich by any means, but I live a lifestyle that enables me to make moves if I have to. And that's what I suggest. So you guys gotta stop spending money on stupid shit, especially when you're a single mother. You don't know what kind of situation you're gonna run into. You need to have your money together. Yeah, but people be paying it. I don't know how you pronounce that. Dia. They be paying that and more. Going to the Apple store, paying like full boat for some stuff. Plus tax and handling and the fees and whatever else they be charging. I'm like, shit. Why you? I'm telling you, eBay. It's like magical. And I gotta go on there, and I like Samsungs. I'm the Android girl. I'm not an Apple person. And I would give me a phone for $100, maybe 149. That was a year or two ago, $900 to $1,200 or something, and be just as happy using my shit. And I even have a backup one, an extra one, since it's of the same phone that I paid only $69 for because it's a year older now. So when this one fails, I'm gonna go to that one. $69, including free shipping and no tax. That's what I'm talking about. And the phone is fine. It does everything that I need it to do. So I'm not really too worried about it. But anyway, that is what I kind of wanted to go over that kind of point with you guys tonight. I thought this perfect timing was perfect because it's right before Mother's Day. So those of you who are mothers who have sons, really give this some thought. I'm not saying that you're a bad mom or anything like that. I'm just saying you need to think about the big picture. Right now you're saying, oh, this is my baby, this is my, this and that. But he's not going to be your baby for long. So you got to start putting things in place so that when he grows up, in 10 years, he's going to be a man, young man, whatever. And so you have to start training him how to be that now. So otherwise, you're going to end up with a fuck boy. And, you want your son to be like, something that you can be proud of, that you can point to when you walk around in the neighborhood. Yes, my son did this and my son did that, and now my son is here and there, and my son this and my son that. Okay, you don't want to be talking about, yeah, my son is San Quentin, and he gonna be getting out, and we gonna have a welcome home party. Can you come? No, we don't want that. Or my son got, four women pregnant. I'm a grandmother. I got four baby. He got four baby mamas and stuff, and he don't work, and he just be sitting on my couch. I don't know why he don't get a job. This kind of stuff. You got to start teaching your son to be industrious, to work to get what he wants, to understand about delayed gratification, to not feel entitled to things, especially if it's coming from you. He needs to understand that he has to contribute. I remember reading them too. This is another thing that came up. But these parents spent, and this was the mom and dad, they spent like 3,000, 4,000, 5, some of a ridiculous amount of money on prom for their son, right? Because he, was supposed to be graduating from high school, and then found out that he flunked some classes and wasn't going to graduate. He's going to have to take the classes in the summer. And so they wouldn't. The school was going to let him walk and stuff. So they had spent all this money. So they're like, well, should we still, let him go to the prom? And I was surprised at how many people were saying yes. I was like, oh, fuck no. Prom is for people that's graduated, and that ain't you. So you don't get to go. And anything I could have got my deposit back, I would have. And that just would have been that. It's like you just sit at home and contemplate why you fucked up in your senior year and ruined your prom. And this is going to be something that you're going to have to think about for the rest of your life, because this is how it is in the world as an adult. These kids are 17, 18 years old when they're graduating from high school now. They're already adults. So it's like this is your reality. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, there's going to be repercussions. You as a parent cannot always scoop in and save your son from reality of the world. You need to let him get his head bumped so that he understands what he's at stake before the cops get hold of him. You feeling me? Okay, you trying to run interference, you got to let them get their head bumped so while they're still young, so you can step in and say, okay, teach them the lesson that they need to learn from that. You don't want the cops doing it, because then your son you might be having to bury him because you didn't, teach him how he's supposed to be acting and the stuff he's supposed to be doing and not doing. And so this is, a long roundabout way to say this, and I gave you examples of it, but I think it's very important. It starts with that, making sure that your sons have jobs at work, they earn stuff, give them chores around the house to do so they feel like they're a contributing member of that household. They should be washing dishes, mopping floors, vacuuming the stairs, dusting, polishing furniture, cleaning windows, all kinds of stuff, mowing the lawn, trimming the weeds. If you have your single family residence, they need to contribute to the household upkeep so that when they are husbands, they know how to fucking do it and they are contributing to their wife and children. Think with the big picture, ladies. You're not going to be there his whole life. Okay? You're not. That's just how it is. So you need to start getting your sons ready for adulthood. And like I said, it starts when they're 4 years old. Make them pick up their toys themselves. Make them, teach them how to fold socks and the little hand towels and stuff like that. They can do that kind of stuff. You can give them a Clorox wipe and they can wipe stuff off in their room, with the little grubby ass hands, wipe their toys off and stuff. They could do little chores. Start getting them used to doing some work. You stop doing everything for them. You know what I mean? And I want, you guys just give us some thought. Like I said, I'm not really trying to, jam you up like, you're a horrible mother. That's not the point. The point here is to raise your awareness of the direction that you might be going without really thinking about it. Okay. So think about what you're doing, what you're saying, the excuses you're making for your son, the interference that you're running for your son. How is that going to affect him in the long term? And if there's any question you're concerned, you're not sure, please write me before you do it and I will get you back on track. Because what we want to try to figure out a way to influence these young men and get more of these decent ones in circulation for our daughters, okay, for each other's daughters, than what we have right now. And if we band together and focus on this, you got 2 or 3 thousand women, 10,000 women, all focused on raising their son to be a positive, productive member of society. Think of the impact that will have. Even if it's only 10,000, do you imagine 10,000 great black families? And then those go out, and your son is going to influence his friends. So even though you don't see it, you may not see it, what you're teaching him, he's going to teach his friends. Okay, so it's really, you think it is 10,000, it could easily be 50. And we would have had that influence. So that's what I'm trying to get you guys to do, to understand the big picture and what's at stake. Somebody has to take the lead in this, so I nominated myself. All right, but of course I can't do it without you. You the ones with the sons. I have a daughter. Okay, so you have your question right. The moderator putting it in. You go to the website, fill out the advice form, or right at the top of the YouTube channel, on the main YouTube channel page, you'll see there's a header, right, and there's the little buttons there, and there's one that says Get Advice. Just click it, and it will take you to the exact same form that is linked in the show description page down below. But I hope you guys have, like I said earlier, which I don't know what happened to that part of the video, a wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day. Those of you who are moms, go out, and if you're not a mom, but you have your mom around, just pick up the phone and say hi, whatever you can do. And those of you who, like me, who have lost our moms, it will be a time to think about, the wonderful lessons that she taught us and how, thankful the women that we turned out to be because of her. And if your mom sucked, then pat yourself on the back for turning out to be the woman that you are in spite of her, not because of her. But either way, it should be a good day for everybody, all right? And I will see you all on Tuesday, back for What the Fuck Tuesday, relationship advice. And let me see, what else is there? I guess that's it, huh? So yeah, no show this weekend because it's gonna be Mama's Day. So go out and have some fun, eat some good food at the buffet or whatever, and don't work too hard. Don't be doing all the cooking. Let them cook for you. Shit, sit on your ass, drink some champagne, smile and look cute. I'll see y'all on Tuesday. Bye bye.